one if by land, two if by sea. Behind me you can see the statue of Paul Revere and the Paul Revere Mall, and behind him is the Old North Church where they lit those two lanterns that fateful evening. Now we are here by the invitation of the Massachusetts Grand Lodge to help them commemorate the 250th anniversary of Paul Revere's ride. Tonight and tomorrow we will be commemorating the 250th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord.
Principles of liberty and brotherhood that underpin our Masonic values. Freemasonry has always stood as a fraternity dedicated to the betterment of humanity. It is no coincidence that Paul Revere and William Dawes, who carried the alarm that night, were also Freemasons.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear the midnight ride of Paul Revere. If you grew up in the United States as a child, you most likely heard that poem. Unfortunately, it doesn't really tell the whole story because Revere was not alone that day. He went out with a brother, William Dawes. Along the way, they ran into another son of liberty, Samuel Prescott, and all three of them participated in warning the colonists that the British regulars were coming to seize the arms and ammunition of the militia. Now, they were sent out by Joseph Warren. Joseph Warren was a lodge brother of Paul Revere. They were both members of St. Andrew's Lodge in Boston that had been chartered under the Grand Lodge of Scotland in 1756. Now, Joseph Warren would become the provincial Grand Master of Masons under the Grand Lodge of Scotland for all 13 colonies, and he would remain in that role until his untimely death at the Battle of Boston. We are at the Supreme Council headquarters, Northern Masonic Jurisdiction. It's also the Scottish Rite Museum and Library. And we are here to get together with the brothers from Massachusetts to march in the Lexington Parade to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord. What a beautiful exhibit the museum now has about the American Revolution. Highly suggest that you come here and visit the Scottish Rite Museum and Library, especially if you're a Masonic brother. The fateful night of Paul Revere's ride, he was in a rowboat. Two of his friends rowed him across the Charles River, and he passed the British warship Somerset. And the Scottish Rite Museum actually has a piece of wood from that ship. The coolest thing they have in this museum is the Green Dragon that hung over the Green Dragon Tavern in Boston that was home to St. Andrew's Lodge, as well as the Sons of Liberty. You have to come to this museum just to see this.
Put like ribeyes on there and other stuff on top of them, and then shrimps and chicken and whatever you want. It's fantastic. Yeah.
I know! The guy with the cell phone? Yes. And everyone's like, what's he doing? And everyone's like, it's usually the breakfast. Yes, obviously.
want to give kudos to the Grand Lodge of Massachusetts. They did a phenomenal job getting brothers out, and I think it's so critical that we as Masons come together in large numbers and attend these public events. I kind of started my Masonic journey in the 1970s when my father would take me out to Masonic events. He was on his commandery drill team. He would bring me to his practices. They had a bowling league. He would bring me to the bowling nights, and I got to meet a lot of Masonic brothers. I joined D. Millay in the 1980s, and I've pretty much been around Masonry most of my life. So in that time, I've seen lodges disappear, merge into other lodges. I've seen beautiful Masonic buildings being sold off. And I truly believe it's so important that we reverse this trend. And I think the best way to do that is for us to get out in public and tell our story, especially over the next year and a half with the America 250, because we had an outsized role in not only the American Revolution, but also the formation and foundation of our government, where Masonic philosophy really shaped the founders' minds and gave us such a beautiful system of government that the world had never seen before. Also, it helps counter all that crazy anti-Masonic conspiracy theory nonsense out there. And if we just stay in our lodges and do nothing else, we're playing right into those conspiracy theories as we're some like secret group. We should be out in public. We're here to help build communities. So please, brothers, I implore you, anytime there's a parade in your community, any type of commemoration of any historical event, especially around the 250th of our country, get a bunch of brothers together. It gives us such a great opportunity to go out there and tell our story. I just beg you to do this. Get your lodge brothers together in your local community. Give to local charities. Just get out there in the community and help build a better society for all of us. That is what Freemasonry is all about. We build better communities by building better men.